Is it me, or does anybody else understand how these buggers at the banks get away with it? Not content with selling hooky mortgages and bringing the economy to its knees globally, or certainly in the developed world anyway. Now they're fixing the Libor rate. It's just absolutely breathtaking. It's astounding. And as for that Bob Diamond bloke, I have never heard such nonsense in all my life. How on earth could a bloke at the top of that game, with all the advisors that he's got and all the board meetings that he goes to and what have you, not have any idea that those interest rates were being fixed? That's not a snowball's chance in hell of that being the case. And as for him to say that he's sorry and that he's angry, I've never heard anything like it in my life. I think it's a brave decision. Well, you know, and David Cameron, I don't know, I think it's a brave decision on his part of not having a judicial inquiry like the Leveson job, because, well, I don't know. It depends on what you think of Cameron and what you think of politicians, I suppose, at the end of the day. It could work both ways. It might just be that he wants an internal government inquiry and get it over quick because, you know, there were people at the government, his mates or him himself, who knows, that were in cahoots with it all. Or, you know, it could be that he genuinely A, wants it over quickly, and B, wants to save the taxpayer money and, you know, dragging it all out and wants to make a short, sharp shock and get these people prosecuted. That would be nice to think it was that way round, you know, that he doesn't want to cost ridiculous money that these things these do to drag them out and just have a parliamentary inquiry, but, you know, who knows. But, it's just shocking. And for that bloke to say he's still going to take his bonus, or what did he say? He said, that's for the board to decide. Just lovely, and don't you just love those people? They just want their bloody necks ringing. And I mean, how much that fixing those rates? How much must that have cost? You know, mortgage payers, and well, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not much of an economist, but it must affect. You know, it definitely reflects. I know that interest rates reflect on our exchange rate. You know, it's one of the major things that affects the exchange rate and the value of your currency in terms of other countries' currencies. So, you know, what's it done for that? And presumably that has a knock-on effect for the cost of selling goods for our GDP. I don't know whether it's made it better or worse, but you can bet your bloody life it's made it worse, because, you know, that's the way things are. And it's and the other thing that made me laugh is that he's told tales on other banks for doing similar things, yet supposedly failed to look into it himself. I mean, the barefaced cheek of these people. Going behind another bank, oh yeah, NatWest or whatever it might have been, he's fixing their interest rates, and pretending that he's not doing it himself. I mean, it's just beyond belief that he couldn't, you know, that he I don't know. And then to say that he's doing a good job, and it pains him to have to resign under public pressure, that he's doing a good job, and he thinks he's done a sterling effort in ordering a £100 million investigation. £100 million investigation. I'll say it again, you know, into the internal affairs of the bank and these charlatan brokers and dealers that, of course, how can it cost £100 million to track back through people's email records and write a report on what's been going on and interview the people? But at the end of the day, you've got to track back through their email records and then hand the buggers over to the police, haven't you? You know, I mean, you don't have to interview them, surely. You just accumulate their email records, check that you've found all the people that are involved by doing searches of keywords as best you can on the emails of the people, make sure you've got all those that are involved, and hand the whole lot over to the Director of Public Prosecutions. It's got to be a criminal offence. Fixing the nation's bloody Libor and Euribor, you know, the European rate, that must be a criminal offence. So, to cost another £100 million that obviously the poor customers at Barclays are having to fork out for. It's just a nonsense. I bet your life this bloke in the end slips off back to America where he came from with a slap on the wrist. It's just breathtaking. Absolutely breathtaking. Still, mustn't grumble. Ta-ra.